So the day has finally come. Rugby 25 is officially released to the world, and it is available on all consoles as well as Steam. Now for this review, we're going to speed run what's in the game in terms of modes, and then I'm going to give my overall thoughts and unbiased opinion on the gameplay, which is pretty much make or break for a lot of people. So upon booting the game, you will be greeted with a Play Now career mode, a Six Nations competition, and an online mode. One of the big qualities of a Big Ant title is that they have an in-depth creator suites. In this game, it's called the Rugby Academy, where you can create players, clubs, logos, stadiums, and you can just share it to the community and also download various others' creations. As for the licensed pro competitions, they do have the Six Nations, the Top 14, the Premiership Rugby, United Rugby Championship, Super Rugby Pacific, Major League Rugby, and the Pro D2. Just noticing now that they don't have the Rugby Championship or the Bledisloe Cup. Now the difference between this, the competition mode, and the actual career mode is that the competition, you just pretty much play through a full season with a team of your choice without the micromanaging the career mode brings. Speaking of, let's go ahead and check that out. This will most likely be the most popular mode in the game. So career mode, you have a pretty standard coach mode where you control the whole team. In this game, you do create the name of the coach, basically giving him an identity, which is pretty cool. For the settings, it is stock standard, and the leagues are pretty much the same as the competitions we read out, and they've got a bunch of other leagues I'm not too sure of. Brazil Super 12, Romanian League, 2 Romanian leagues, a Polish league, Portuguese league, Bangladesh, and a Belgian elite. Once selecting a league, we'll go ahead and just select the blues for the video here. You select the sponsor, and it's pretty much a main goal for the whole season. And this is your career mode screen, your meat and potatoes, if you will. The home screen, there's plenty of info there for you. The UI is simplistic and easy to navigate. Let's see if there's anything new that we've not seen in previous games. Squad management, pretty much what you'd expect. We go over here to club management. They've got a recruitment tab, support staff, which is what we were doing before starting the save. Vacant positions looks interesting. They also have nation, so you can't select off-rip an international side to control. As you can see here, it says keep your team performing at a high level to increase the chance of managing a national team. That I do like. So that's pretty much the basics of the career mode. Now, there is some micromanaging to do with the training and whatnot, but that I can let you figure out for yourself, as well as other surprises when playing specific competitions. So is the gameplay good? My immediate answer, to keep it short and sweet, is no. Now this is coming from someone that's played through 7 phases of early access, and I've got to say this release build or day 1 patch of the game is feeling very similar to Early Access 7. The gameplay is very simplistic. The AI doesn't offer much variation in playstyle. The degree of difficulty is very much dependent on the AI's ability to break tackles and control possession. And what I mean by that is the higher the difficulty you play on, the harder it is to turn over possession. The same goes for the AI's tackle breakability. I was initially under the impression that we would be getting set plays in the game, something to break away from the catch and pass feel of the current style of play, and actual set plays aren't in the game. They do have defensive and offensive formations. The general play kicking game, which has been one of my issues since Early Access 1, still doesn't really feel that great. Often you get tackled mid-kick. The AI, when I ran an AI versus AI game, they could barely get kicks away. The passing still needs a lot of work done to it. I feel like the passing's taken a step back from previous versions. But yeah, it's pretty much the same issues from other early access phases, you know, the lack of flow in the game. And what I mean by that, it feels clunky transitioning through different areas of the game, like exiting a ruck, going from a lineout to a maul into general play, the spacing issue in defense and offense, the passing not being seamless or not feeling seamless makes for a rigid experience trying to do the simple things like passing the ball down the line. For a rugby game to not have that much depth in its gameplay, the basics need to be solid, and unfortunately for Rugby 25, from the staggered passing to the lack of general play kicking, that's where it falls short. Visually, Rugby 25 is one of the most stunning rugby video games I've ever seen. They've also packed the game with a bunch of official licenses. And keep in mind, the South African sides will get updated in future patches from what I've seen, as will improvements to gameplay. As a starting block, it's a decent start, but this is a full release. a full price game, so we've got to judge it like that. And in my opinion, the cons, which is the bad gameplay, kind of outweigh the good, which is everything else. Everything else outside the gameplay is great. I know it sounds like I'm ragging on the gameplay. There is fun to be had. I will try and capture decent gameplay. Just know that it isn't always going to look as smooth as the background video, as you're always running into hiccups. Now I do look forward to future updates. They haven't given us a roadmap of what's to come in terms of gameplay improvements. I do believe the World Champions Springboks will be getting their likeness done, as well as the domestic teams. So you South African fans do have that to look forward to. If I were to rate this game in its current state, I'd say it's about a 2 out of 5, which burns to say, because if you know me, I've been backing Big Ant to deliver us a decent rugby union game way before this game was even announced. And unfortunately, when you compare the gameplay from this to previous games we've got from other developers, Rugby 25 just doesn't play as well. And I think that's what we're going to call it. Boys, if you have the game, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Will you be getting the game? Will you be waiting for updates? If you found this video informative in any kind of way, be sure to run it straight at that like button. And for more rugby related content or more content in general, go ahead and drop your boy a cheeky sub. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.